Guys, it's Janavastaya. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to react to a new trailer. It's called, well, it's not really brand new, exactly brand new, because the documentary actually already came out. This is a documentary produced by The Daily Wire by Matt Walsh. I'm not familiar with Matt Walsh per se. I'm familiar with The Daily Wire. It was a dramatic experience and issue with Gina Carano at that time. So I remember that she was interviewed by The Daily Wire after what happened with Disney. So I'm familiar with that because I'm a true Star Wars fan, as you guys know. So I pay attention to any Star Wars character or actor. But when it comes to anything else, I don't pay attention. So, for example, this subject matter on this stuff, I had to read a glimpse, like a sneak peek of the documentary, a little to know what it is about. I'm not familiar with the subject matter. I just know that this trailer was quite controversial and discussed, and I just became very curious. I did see a clip of it, not of the trailer, but just a clip of the actual documentary in which there is a transgender man that is not detransitioning, but it seems like it was discussing the outcome of some medical procedures that he went through and some effects, negative impact on his body. So I was looking into that, and that kind of broke my heart, I have to say, because I did feel the stress in his man's pain, and I felt bad. So I know nothing really about transition and the operations, all of that. I know nothing. I'm ignorant. But, it's something that you should be informed about, what transgender means and the transition and all that. So I think it's interesting, but personally, I'm not informed. But so I'm just going to watch a trailer and judge it and for the what it is and what I see, with no preconceptions, because I have none.
What is a woman? Can you tell me that? Well, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea. Please, if one person could tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women. We ask you to leave.
What is that?
I'm a husband. I'm a father of four. I host a talk show. I give speeches. I write books. I like to make sense of things.
A woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles, and I've watched Sex and the City.
Yeah,
How do I know if I'm a woman?
that's a great question.
You're not a scientist. You're not a gender studies major.
No,
How do you know that you're a man?
I guess because I got a dick.
Can a man become a woman?
I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
To appear like a male. I will
Yeah, that's the
never
guy.
be a man.
Broke my
So they
heart.
go on the internet and they're told that all of their problems will be solved if they become a man.
So you worry that there could be a sort of social contagion element of this?
A teeny tiny bit, maybe.
It got me at 42. Your child doesn't have a chance.
And you're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way.
Puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
Completely reversible.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders.
What?
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview.
You don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids, or?
How can they be removing the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls?
There are masculine girls. There are feminine boys. What are we going to do about that?
seen him before.
Carve them up?
How can this whole thing be happening, Matt?
I wanted us to have a safe
Oh,
place
Dr. Phil.
to be able to talk about this.
Part of me wants to ask why you care so much.
I care about the truth. I care about children. I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them.
Is it transphobic to tell the truth?
The interview's over. Let's turn off the cameras.
Excuse me,
Fair. I just wanted to know, what is a woman?
and you're not gonna find out.
Based on what I'm
Not gonna
saying, would
find
you ever
out.
want to move to America?
They say no. Never.
I hope you enjoyed it a little bit.
We'll see when it comes out.
Okay, so that was interesting. I will have to look back, but I just find it's kind of weird because The questions are odd, obviously, because honestly, no one has ever asked me what is a woman or what is a man. Like I don't go around and people come to me and ask me that question. So I understand why it's uncomfortable a little bit. I mean, it's not uncomfortable the question, maybe the tone. Because remember, there's always an agenda. You're trying to prove something by asking that question. But by not answering, they're kind of proving him right, like in the sense that you can just answer the question and move on. And believe me, this documentary would have not even been made if they just answer the question honestly and objectively. There might be a confusion in the question in the sense that what is a woman could be seen as an object, like a question that calls for an objective answer and a subjective answer. For example, if someone is asking me, what is a woman to you? I would not answer considering maybe only biology or nature. I would answer based on my perception of what a woman is, what it means to be a woman to me, based on my experience and stuff like that, right? So it's it's subjective. But when you're asking what is a woman, it's kind of evident that it's calling for an objective terminology and definition. So it's strictly biological definition, natural definition. I'm not totally sure why it's such a drama and threat to answer that question. I would think that any transgender individual, man and woman, would want to know what they're transitioning from and what they're transitioning to. So answering the question doesn't negate who you are or the transgender man or woman. It doesn't negate them in any way by answering honestly. It's just a matter of knowing the made up of the person. So I mean, I don't understand why they have to be caught up and be so aggressive towards this question. They could just, I understand a normal person, someone who's not into politics, not into science, who's not into all of this, maybe they might feel disturbed by the question, or they might not feel the need to answer it because they don't care, or like they don't care really. They don't feel the need to answer for whatever reason, right? But the people that he was interviewing, most of them, it seems, were professionals in like gender studies majors, like people that are scientists, like people that are involved with this issue and transitioning. So I think it's their responsibility to answer that question if it's posed. Even though it's a very simple question, it doesn't look like, they don't make it seem like it's a simple question to answer. And it shouldn't be difficult to answer that question. I mean, what is a woman, what is a man? I mean, it's not asking your subjective perception of what a woman is and what a man is. That's different. Just answer the question. Let me tell you, this documentary would have not been made, or it would have focused on other things that are more important, which is the transitioning process, more information based, or even the effects, the impact, the negative impact on individuals that have transitioned, and maybe they had side effects from the surgeries. There's always risk in any surgery, plastic surgery, whatever it is. There's always risks, so you have to be aware of those risks. I was quite in shock when there was a professional that's actually a pediatrician. Does that mean that they do transitioning at such a young age, like minors? Because I personally didn't know that. If that's the case, I don't know. That is beyond, I don't know. I mean, children, especially if there's a pediatrician deals with that, that means that children can transition and go through surgeries. I mean, come on. No. I'm sorry. I'm not even that. No. No, at least an adult to understand what you want from life, what you want to be and how you want to see yourself. Children are still going through puberty. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of hormones, like, it's just tough, it's just tough, and I don't feel it's appropriate to, because surgeries really impact you, it's not easy. I'm sure that over time it will be okay if you don't have any negative effects, but each body is different, each person is different, so taking a risk with a child is not worth it. Maybe learning about accepting themselves until 18, and then once they're 18, then they can do whatever they want. It's just tough, but I didn't know this. I didn't know about the how old you have to be to go through a transitioning process. Like I said, I know very little, so I shouldn't be, judging or anything, but just saying it seems a little bit too much to me. I'm not sure if we're gonna see this, but if they maybe interviewed if they showed a transgender man that kind of like regretted, I don't know if he regretted the transition or maybe regretted the cost of the transition. Maybe he would have preferred to stay the way he was, and maybe he would have just accepted that he was a woman. And I don't know. Actually, I didn't quite get from that clip if he wants to detransition, but it seems like he regretted going through the surgeries. It seems like that's what happened. But they didn't show any transgender who was actually happy and stable after transitioning. I would think that there should be in a document, but again, I don't know, because you have to understand, most of the transgender community actually say, I was looking to see the criticism and everything. It seems like, I mean, they don't have a lot of support by the other transgender men and women. I mean, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of support for this documentary, so I wouldn't believe that any transgender men and women would like to be interviewed by him. No, I'm just saying, considering how much criticism this documentary is getting from the trans community, it makes me think that not many people want to get interviewed by him. So it's possible that there's no transgender men and women in the documentary because there was not possibility of including them, because really none of them wanted to be part of it. Or it could be the fact that maybe they didn't want that side because they wanted to get their point across and just their side, so it might not be a balanced documentary because of that. But like I said, I've never seen it. I don't know. Now if you ask me, would you watch this? It really depends. I don't know. They're saying that it's a good documentary, like it's well shot. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really into the subject matter. I just am reacting to this because I was curious about what the deal was, because there was so much drama on like online and social media. It was just it was just a lot of noise, so I wanted to figure out what was happening. So yes, maybe. I don't know, because I'm not that curious about this subject matter, but it's good to learn new things and listen, and maybe maybe inspires you to do your own research. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this trailer. If you're going to watch this documentary, if you've watched it, what did you think of it? Did you find the material disturbing to you? At the end of the day, no one is forced to watch or see something that disturbs them. However, in a debate, unfortunately, when you're debating someone or where you're in an open debate, you're kind of forced to listen to the other side. Even if you don't want to hear it, you kind of have to open your mind a little bit, even though it hurts you. But that's when you're involved in a debate, like you're actually involved with this issue. But if you're not interested in the issue, then of course you wouldn't watch it. But if you're interested in the issue and everything, want to be part of the debate, I think it's important to incorporate anything that might be adverse to your own perception of things. I think it's healthy to do that. The most shocking thing that I found from this trailer is the fact that no one is freaking answering the question. Just answer the question. It's a very surprising question, because honestly, if someone comes to me, what is a woman? I would I would react like that, because I wouldn't expect it. But for example, me, because I'm not a scientist, I'm not in the field, but someone within that field, like I said, they're supposed to be answering these questions, because honestly, some people, especially when you're doing therapy or stuff like that, these questions might come up. Or what does it mean to be a woman? What is a woman? And stuff like that. They might come up. It's possible. So the therapist, or the science, what the therapist and the professor is supposed to answer these questions, because if the patient is going to ask these questions, what are they going to do? Please don't ask this question again, or it's uncomfortable, you shouldn't ask this, I don't know, what is this? Answer, you know what it is, you know the answer, come on. Anyway, so yes, I think they're making such a big deal out of that question because they keep not answering. Just answer it, and believe me, we'll all move on and think about things that really matter, even with this issue. That's about it. I was a little bit worried about reacting to this, but honestly, I was curious and I wanted to do it, and I did it. Oh well. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.